Hey everybody, so I want to hop in here to ask you a question. Helps if I get it on here. Do you have one of these and you don't know how to use it? Or maybe even you have a classroom set of these and you've never really pulled them out? Or maybe you've never even seen one of these things and you're like, what the heck is that? Well, I'm Christina Tonnevold, the recovering traditionalist, and that's what today's live video is all about, is the top 5 activities on how to use this in your classroom, especially around how to help build your kiddos' number sense. Because if you don't know, that's kind of my thing. Like, I love building number sense. It's the foundation of everything kids do. So if you're not familiar with this, I gotta get used to this. This is a Rekenrek. It comes from the Netherlands. And this one in particular is made here in the United States by a dear friend of mine. We got to know each other because I loved Rekenreks and they make them. Scott Rule in Chicago started making these in his garage for his wife, who was a first grade teacher, and her colleagues to help them, and it just turned into a business. So I personally love the ones from mathrack.com. That's where you can get this one. And at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about how you can get a free big one. If you've seen that in my videos before, I'm trying to get centered here, about how to get a big one of this for free. So I'm going to do a countdown. My 5th way, my top 5, my 5th way is to just let kids play. There's really no right or wrong way to use this tool. So just let them play. The one rule you have is to put white on right, and then you push beads to the left. Hopefully in this video it's coming across the right way. But white on right, and then you push to the left. So if I wanted kids to be just playing and showing numbers, we want them to start here and then count beads out this way, because their eyes, we read from left to right, and so their eyes are drawn to the beads that are here. I call this in play. These beads are out of play. And I think I learned that from someone else, and I don't even remember who it was, so it's not my terminology. Somebody else came up with that. But just let them play. Just let them discover, play around, because we want them, if you've got kiddos who are still in the counting phase, they will be counting. But as they're counting and they count out 4 things, they might start to notice about how that 4 relates to 5. And how if I just had one more pushed over, it would make 5. So it's all about letting kids just play and discover things about quantities while they're working with the Rekenrek. So no right or wrong way to use it. My 4th way is to do number strings or number talks. I personally like doing strings of related problems. You know, I've got the free video series that's going on right now, and a lot of people were posting in comments about how the concept of 1 and 2 more and less is really difficult for their kids. And in particular, 2 more and 2 less is really difficult. So, you know, you could create a string that you could do with this. And it's basically, you just show them certain things. If you've got the big guy, I would put that up on the whiteboard behind me and show a quantity. And I would start maybe with showing 5, because that's one that we want kids to be able to subitize or subitize and know how much that is instantly. So I'd ask them, how many do you see? And depending upon the level of kids, you might say, how do you know? You might have to have it counted just to ensure everybody believes it's 5. If you've got upper grades kiddos, you know, 2nd, 1st, hopefully they know that that's 5. So after I show 5, then my next one I might show would be this one. And I would say, how many is it? And how do you know? And I want to see, are kids counting, or do they understand it's got to be 1 less than the one we just showed? Okay. And then I might again come back and I might show 5 again, ask them how they know, keep that repetition going. And then I might next time do 1 more and hope that they start to notice the relationships. So I can keep on going and do 5. And then the next one I might do 3, and hopefully we see some kids who are noticing this 2 less. And if they aren't noticing it, then sometimes we have to talk about it. We need to bring that out and help them notice some things. Okay, so you can craft strings using your Rekenrek to focus on one of the concepts that kids are not as developed in around number sense. All right. Another one is just through quick images. When I'm showing it up here, I don't have to leave it up for very long. Oftentimes when I've got the big magnetic one that goes on my whiteboard, I'll have the big poster paper that's got the Post-it basically on the back, so I can hang it up there, and I'll show an amount, right? And I'll just kind of do it with you guys, right? I'll do it like this. I've got an amount here, but it's hidden. You can't see it. And then I'm going to flash it up, and then I'm going to have it disappear. And how long you leave it up there is dependent upon your kids. If you have a group of kids who need a little bit longer, who's still in that counting phase, then you got to leave it up. But don't leave it up long enough for them to count. Now, let me but with that, if it's the beginning of the year, yes, you can leave it up there, let them count. But as the year progresses, you don't want to leave it up there long enough for them to count. The point is to get away from needing the physical thing and be able to visualize. I want kids to be able to close their eyes and visualize what I just showed them and use that visualization to figure out how many it was. So doing quick images is a great way to do that, but how quickly you show them and make them disappear depends upon the level of your kids and the amount. Like I could show 4 a whole lot quicker than I could if I was showing this amount, right? It just depends upon the kids and the quantities you're showing. Number 3, I'm doing backwards here. My second way that I want you, my top 2, this is my second one. That seems so weird. I'm totally saying this wrong. That's what happens when I get on here live, is just to have them show you a particular amount. So let's say I just say, show me 8. No other instructions except show me 8. Now, some kids are going to be counting one by one by one, and they may show 8 all along the top here. You might have other kids who think about 8 as 4 and 4, and they might split it up like this. Other kids may see it as 3 or 5 with 3 on the bottom. So it's up to the kids. And some other kids might see it as 3 on the top and 5 on the bottom. So this not only builds the part whole understanding that kids can see all the different ways that they could make 8, but it still builds that counting, because if kids are counting, they can do it. But you could start encouraging them to say it, who can show me 8 in the least number of pushes? You can do activities like that too. So they could show 8 in one push by doing it like this, versus a kid who has to count it out every single bead that they're pushing over. They might show 8 on the top all in one push, right? We want to encourage them to see it and push it over as a group instead of pushing over one by one by one. All right, my top way to have kids use the Rekenrek to build their number sense is through modeling story problems. I am a huge fan of using story problems in mathematics from the time that they start learning about math. Let's put it in real world context. So anytime you're doing story problems, kids should have Rekenreks at their disposal to be able to model them, whether they're made ones like this or you DIY it and you use pipe cleaners and pony beads. It doesn't matter. Get Rekenreks in the hands of kids. I personally like to keep the beads red and white because it's so vivid and it's easy to talk about. Kids aren't saying, well, I have this many of this color. Well, I have this color. Everybody's got red and white. There's no debate about it. But when they're modeling, again, there's no right or wrong way to use it. Let's use an example of this story problem. Sierra had 3 balloons. She blows up 4 more balloons. How many balloons does she have now? Some of your kids might take their Rekenrek and they might count out, let's see, they said 3 first and then 4, and then they figure out how many from here. Some of your kids may go back and count one by one by one. Some might see the double plus 1 when it's here. It's up to them. How do they see it? How are they modeling the problem? You may have other kids who don't put it like that at all. They might count out the 3, whether they subitized it or they counted, they show the 3, and then they go to show 4, right? But they probably won't show the different parts, and then they'll just push them together. But then they have to figure out how many is this. So there's a whole lot of number sets that goes into modeling that problem, that even once they've got it here, do they know that 7? Can they subitize it? If they were doing it with Unifix cubes, they probably couldn't, because it's just 7 random Unifix cubes. But when it's on the Rekenrek, doesn't matter how they modeled it, whether they put some on top, some on the bottom, they push them all over on the top, it builds such cool understanding just because of the way this is structured. This split at 5 and having 10 on the top and 10 on the bottom builds some amazing number sense for your kids. So those are the top 5. We've got just let the kids play, doing number strings with it, so related series of problems. You can do quick images for your kids. You can just have them show you an amount and talk about the different ways that everybody showed it. And then the last way is modeling story problems. However they can model it, whether they've got a count, whether they're subitizing, showing on 2 rows, 1 row, doesn't matter. Let them show it. Let them figure out what makes sense for them. Those are your top 5 ways. And I did say I was going to talk about how you can get a free one. Now, if you're still on here watching, and if you've been a follower of mine for a while, you know that I have a full number sense course that I do a few times throughout the year. And I'm getting ready to open that up. And if you've ever been around when I open registration, I always try to offer some bonuses. Now, as I said, I work closely with the Rekenrek company, the people who make this one and the big magnetic one that I use in my videos. And I love the company so much, and I love their product so much, that for people who enroll in my Number Sense 101 course, I give you a coupon to use at rekenreks.com that is worth $25, and that is the price of the big one, not this little one, the big magnetic one that you see me use in videos, that you can then get it for free. All you'd have to pay is shipping. But it's only the people who register in the first 4 days of when registration opens. So if you're interested in doing a course with me, you want a free math rack, you got to get in the first 4 days of it. If you're seeing this video after that time, don't worry, registration comes back around a few times throughout the year. And luckily, the Rekenrek company usually works with me, and we've been doing this for quite a while now. So hopefully we'll have the math racks available again as a great bonus. And one of the pieces that does come with your math rack is not just the math rack, because as you know, if you, like I said at the beginning, you have these in your storage closet and you've never really used them because you've never had training on how to use them. The other thing I've created are videos of trainings about how to use them in your classroom that you could even hand to like paraprofessionals, could watch the videos and then work with small groups using the Rekenreks. So that's available for a short period of time when registration opens, and registration opens this Friday, September 22nd. So you can come back to Facebook or watch your email if you're on my email list and get registered before that bonus disappears. But hopefully that 5 things right there in this video gives you a starting point to be able to get going using your Rekenreks. There's no right or wrong way to use them. Just start using them. And I hope that this helps you build your math mind so you can go out there and build the math minds of your students. Have a great day, everybody.